Today I'm going to share with you the number one thing that cost me money and made me fall from this to this to this. Stay tuned to find out what it was. Welcome back. As we all are trying to figure out our journey on how to be successful on TPT, it's so very helpful to look at your data and learn from your mistakes. By now, you've already seen my previous videos to see how well I did on my first and second months on TPT. And let me tell you, I was so very excited and thrilled about making progress in the first and second months of becoming live. However, there is one thing I did in the very beginning of this process that caused me a slight downfall, and I'm going to share it with you today. Let's take a look at this first snapshot. As you can see, I made profit. This represented the highest month thus far since starting on the platform. As you can see, the time in which this occurred was around the beginning of the school year. And this detail is very important because most of the sales generated during that month for me were a reflection of items that were helpful for teachers at the beginning of the year. I sold a lot of newsletters, data collection tools, and syllabus templates. I also uploaded these random PowerPoint slides that complemented a curriculum I used in the previous year. And believe me, those slides were pretty basic. I essentially just added space for objectives and essential questions and uploaded it. To my surprise, as basic as it was, people purchased it. Now let's take a look at this second slide. You can see here there is still some profit being made. It's the month of September, still the beginning of the school year. Again, most of the products sold were, your newsletters, some data collection tools I created, syllabus templates, some of those random PowerPoint slides that I talked about. But you see here there is a slight decline in terms of profit from the previous month. And then we transition into the month of October. Yep, quite depressing. This is a drastic decline from the last couple of months we just took a look at, and you're probably wondering what happened. So a couple of things come to mind, but the first is that, at this point, I noticed that most people weren't really buying the beginning of the year resources I had on my store, and I started very small. Most of the resources were just for the beginning of the school year. And although teachers can still buy things like newsletters and syllabus templates throughout the course of the year, typically at this point, if they haven't purchased them, they may not purchase them. I may have seen a random sale or two here and there throughout the course of the year for those products, but as I said, typically syllabus templates and newsletters and some of the data collection tools are more popular in the first couple of months of school. So that was I understood that. Okay, so let's transition to what actually I think was the largest problem for me. So remember those random PowerPoint slides that I told you I created that complemented this curriculum I used previously? Right, so let me give you a quick overview. The curriculum I used came with 12 units. Each unit had about 10 lessons. When I created the product to complement the curriculum, I made PowerPoint slides for Unit 1 and Unit 1 only. So that Unit 1 was uploaded back in August, September, and yes, it actually, to my surprise, received sales, as basic as it was. And when I say basic, it was very basic. But instead of me paying attention to the fact, which again, I saw that it was making sales, but what did I do? I didn't act on it. Why did I not continue to make PowerPoint slides for units 2 to 12? I basically was throwing money away that could have been made. So the number one problem is that I stopped producing more products on items that were actually showing some success in my store. And that's something you never, ever, ever want to do. Make sure you always pay attention to your statistics, Please see what you're selling, what's selling well, how many people are saving things, because that is showing you that people are interested in those products. And granted, yes, I was still in the classroom at the time, so I was quite busy with doing the day-to-day roles and responsibilities related to my job. But, in my part-time hours, I could have easily continued making more products, and unfortunately, I just chose not to, at least at that time. So for those of you who may be wondering, yes, down the road, I eventually created the rest of the PowerPoint slide decks for the remaining units, and there, of course, has been success. I'll share that in a video to come. But I'll be honest, clearly I wasn't too much in the mindset of being as serious as I could have been at the time. However, that has changed. And because of that, I want to close out and leave you guys with a few tips that will help you be successful on Teachers Pay Teachers. Tip number 1, create resources on successful products. Again, I did just mention this, but make sure you go in, look at the data. You see something doing well, create more of that. Even if you want to create variations, related products, just increase the amount of products related to the successful ones. Number 2, create evergreen products. These are products that will sell at any time of the year, no matter what it is. Something quick that comes to mind are games, activities. Those can be used during brain breaks, holiday breaks, but they do come in handy. And last but not least, create and adhere to a schedule for producing your resources. Try not to overwhelm yourself when creating the schedule. If once a month is all you can do, start with that. But what you don't want to do is start and stop. If you're still working during the day or you have a family to take care of, try to create a schedule that's going to help you maintain a balance so that you still have your sanity at the end of the day. But please just make sure you do not stop throughout this process. If you continue, you will definitely see the success over time. So I hope this video has been super, super helpful. If you want more content like this, please do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment below if there's any other tips that you'd like to have more information on, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.